my dear students, we have been discussing the chapter within the storming Ersama. I hope you remember, and today we are just winding up the chapter. Just few paragraphs left there, and we are just continuing with page number 41, second paragraph. Prashant found that a large number of children had been orphaned. He brought them together and put up a polythene sheet shelter for them. Women were mobilized to look after them while the men secured food and materials for the shelter. The word, have you seen the word orphan? Which means one who lost parents and relatives. Orphans means one who lost parents and relatives. And the word mobilized. Mobilized means moved or organized. Here the women are organized to look after the children. That means the orphan the children in the shelter, while the men went out for gathering food and other materials for the shelter. We have discussed that yesterday. That means the military helicopters were doing their regular rounds and giving food parcels, airdropping food parcels to them. And now Prashant understood that they need something more. They need something for. They have to do something more for the rehabilitation of these victims of the flood. And so children were looked after by the women in the community, and men were gathering food and other materials for them. As the weeks passed, Prashant was quick to recognize that the women and children were sinking deeper and deeper in their grief. He persuaded the women to work in the Food for Work program started by an NGO, and for the children he organized sports events. He himself loved to play cricket, and so he organized cricket matches for children. Prashant engaged with other volunteers in helping the widows and the children to pick up the broken pieces of their lives. The initial government plan was to set up institutions for orphans and widows. However, this step was successfully resisted, as it was felt that in such institutions, children would grow up without love and widows would suffer from stigma and loneliness. Okay, as weeks passed and they were in the same shelter for many weeks, and Prashant understood the need for doing something more, because he happened to know that the women and the children in that shelter, those who became orphaned and those who became widowed by that flood, he understood that they are sinking into grief, deep grief. So, in order to pick their lives up, he organized some games for the children, and he persuaded. The word persuaded means lead or encourage. The word persuaded means lead or encourage. He persuaded the women to work in the Food for Work program that was organized by NGO. NGO means an organization. Okay, NGO is an organization, and he persuaded, he encouraged the women to work in the Food for Work program, and he arranged some games for the children. He himself very much interested in cricket, and he successfully resisted the plan of setting up different settlements for widows and children, because they resisted just because that if they are growing up without love in different institutions, it will be a problem for their future. So he understood the need for settling up them in their own communities. So that he resisted the government plan of settling up different institutions for both widows and the children. The word stigma means disgrace. Here it means their sadness, that deep grief. Okay, Prashant's group believed orphans should be resettled in their own community itself, possibly in new foster families made up of childless widows and children without adult care. Prashant and his community, his group believed that children should be settled in their own community itself. Then they won't miss their neighbors, they won't miss their village. And they thought about new foster families. What is the meaning of foster families? Foster families means families that gives care and support for orphan children. That means some families, they don't have children and they are giving custody and guardianship for orphan children. So they were thinking about new foster families. Look at the last paragraph of the chapter. It is 6 months after the devastating super cyclone. This time Prashant's wounded spirit has healed simply because he had no time to bother about his own pain. His handsome, youthful face is what the widows and orphan children of his village seek out most in their darkest hour of grief. Now it's 6 months they are in that shelter. After the devastation of the super cyclone in the Odishan coastal region, now it's 6 months over. And this time Prashant's wounded spirit has healed simply because he had no time to bother about his own pain. He has no time to think about his own pains and his own problems. So now his wounded spirit is now just healed. Now it's okay, getting better. And his handsome youthful face is what the widows and orphaned children of his village seek out most in their darkest hour of grief. Just imagine that. He is a ray of hope for that victims of the flood. And just 19 years old boy who led them, and he became a ray of hope for the victims of that flood. He became the in their darkest hour of grief, they were looking for his face, that his handsome face, for a hand of support. Just imagine that if we are like Prashant, how we would feel. Just imagine what will be our satisfaction. Just think about it. Read the chapter completely and learn new meanings. Thank you.